Well, the rumors were true. This is the Leica Q3 43. Now, because this camera is technically unreleased at the time of this filming, I only was able to have it for a weekend before sending it back to Germany. So this is going to be kind of a first look at the 43. Now, the special part about this camera is obviously going to be the lens. So the lens is a 43mm Apo Summicron, so it's going to be f2. And this lens, being an Apo, is going to be better with contrast, sharpness especially, and low distortion. So if you've ever used the SL line of Apo lenses, then this is going to be very similar to those lenses. Hey, this is Future Brandon stepping in to say something that I definitely should have mentioned, that this lens is going to be better at reducing chromatic aberration or color fringing. And although it does a good job at it, I think it could be a little bit better, but we can take a look at that more in the full review. Now, you may be asking, why 43mm? Why not the original 28mm? And the reason is that 43 is going to be the closest thing to your field of vision to real life. So when I put the camera up to my eye and I look at my light over here, I look through the viewfinder side by side, and looking with my eye now, looking with the viewfinder now, it looks very similar, if not almost the same as to what I see in real life. So composing with this camera is very simple, just because it is what you are looking at. And that makes taking photos quicker. You don't have to readjust, you don't have to recompose, move back and forth like I did with the 28, the original, on the original Q. 43mm is essentially what you see is what you're gonna get, and just makes shooting a lot quicker in that sense. But beyond the lens, the camera is essentially the same as the other Q3. The only difference is going to be the gray leatherette, which I love. I think that looks great. It looks different from this is the original Type 116 Q, but as you can see, this one still has that darker leatherette, and this is a gray. So it's a little bit hard to see on camera, but it's still noticeable. But besides that, it looks like any other Q camera, and no one would know the difference. It's also the same size. The lens is a little bit larger than the 28mm. You can actually see that side by side here, but beyond that, it's essentially the same camera, just a different lens. Even the lens hood is actually slightly different. Well, that's going to be my first look at the Leica Q3 43. I'm very excited to be able to have the opportunity to take it out and put it through its paces. I loved using the camera, big fan of the Q system in general, but having that Apo 43 lens is it's different. It's a learning curve, but it's one that I accept with open arms. It's, like I said, very similar to the field of view for your eye, so that just makes it easy to pick up and shoot. Easy to compose with, and that compression with 43mm versus 28mm, it's very much of a difference, so that I could take real portraits with this lens. So I'm very pleased that Leica decided to go for a bit of a tighter route, and I believe that this camera is going to cause a bit of a stir in the photography world just because of that 43mm lens. The Q system has been always 28mm, so to have something different on a Q camera, that's going to be special. Thank you for watching this and taking a look. I will be making a proper full hands-on review with this camera when I get a little more time with it, when it's officially released. But for now, thank you for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next one. See ya.